join in on the videos. Again, YouTube and on Facebook. Today, we're focusing on water disruptions affecting parts of eThekwini, particularly those areas supplied by the Durban Heights Water Treatment Works. Umgeni Utukela Water, the utility overseeing this supply, has reported an unusual increase in algae levels at 3 critical dams. That would be Albert Falls, the Nagel, and Inanda dams. This surge in algae growth is causing serious challenges in water treatment, directly impacting the volume of water that can be processed at Durban Heights. Yesterday, the team did make contact with the spokesperson for Umgeni Utukela, did afford the spokesperson the opportunity to speak to everybody on air and, of course, on social media as well. And this was following a video that was sent out by Ward 11 councillor Allan Peterson, who has graciously accepted our invitation to chat on radio this morning. Tabile was informed yesterday that she would receive a recorded response from Umgeni Utukela. We are still waiting for that. Inshallah, we'll get that eventually. But this morning, we have the pleasure of the company of Councillor Allan Peterson. Councillor, good morning and welcome to the Breakfast Rush on Radio Al-Ansar.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for allowing me to be on the platform with you all this morning.
We appreciate you taking the time for us and joining us on video as well. Councillor, can you elaborate on the state of the water crisis currently affecting your ward and, of course, surrounding wards as well?
Thank you very much. It's been a very strenuous journey. Myself as a Ward 11 councillor, it's one of the wards that has been affected by these water crises, has taken a lot of strain. And I think the worst part of it all is that we're obviously finding a lot of our senior citizens, pensioners, that obviously doesn't even have an opportunity to go and get water from water trucks. So what I've been trying to do as a ward councillor is to try and prepare the community to the best of our ability. But it's only obviously based on the communication that we receive from the officials of eThekwini municipality and now Umgeni as a whole.
The issue with algae feels like a deja vu type of situation. Have you received sufficient information from the municipality on the extent of the situation?
Yesterday, I've spent quite a bit of time on the road, moving from one area to another for personal reasons. And, you know, as we were trying to figure out what the situation is on the water outage in my ward, that obviously affects Ward 37, we obviously received this very shocking statement saying, please prepare yourselves for a media statement from Umgeni. We're obviously coming to a stage of algae issue as well, which creates a ripple effect based on the current situation that we have of no water outage in the ward.
So, in the video that you made and released yesterday, you stated that reservoirs were shut without prior communications to areas that would be affected by the closure. Is this an isolated incident, or this type of situation, is it something that happens often?
This is something that definitely happens often. And you know, the worst part about it is that, like, even when I spoke to the officials yesterday from eThekwini municipality, I said, is there no way in us knowing before the time that this is going to take place? Because you know, one would actually, we in trying times, in the year 2024, we're going to stages where we need to store water, which is not normal. Usually with infrastructure upgrading, we should be more on advanced levels, but it seems like we're going back to the old stages. So there's sometimes, according to the officials, because we obviously don't have these systems and information at hand, we get told that, for example, the telemetry system networks are not working, so we don't know in advance. And then we obviously get to these shocking announcements that there's no water or the reservoirs are closed due to levels being low. So it's a very challenging time where we try to educate our community and let them know in advance. But unfortunately, the municipality themselves with their systems are not known well in advance that there's obviously the levels are low.
Mgeni Utukela issued a statement yesterday. Going forward, what should be done by officials to improve communication?
This is a song we've been singing, especially from our Democratic Alliance caucus leadership. Well, all DA councils as a whole in eThekwini municipality. We keep on singing the same song, that communication needs to be clear between the municipality or maybe Mgeni team to our DA councillors, or let's say eThekwini councils as a whole. If we can know in advance that there's a form of issue, then obviously we can prepare our residents. I mean, obviously there's nobody that's happy. I mean, I myself, personally, where I stay in the ward, also don't have water at certain times. I mean, at this current moment this morning, I was up from 5 this morning because I seen we don't have electricity. So now we have an issue where there's no electricity this time of the morning, as well as no water, although that water is started to be restored in our area. But we keep on singing the same song as DA councillors to the caucus, our leadership, as well as to eThekwini and Mgeni. Please let us know in advance that we're having this issue so that we can let our residents know. And with this few years going down, obviously with areas like Phoenix and Tongaat and Verulam that's been worse off than us for a few years, they've been singing the same song for years, and now we're starting to get affected. My ward was the last ward to have water on a daily basis, consistently to eThekwini municipality. Following Ward 11, all the wards going up in the north has never had water on a daily basis. Now we're starting to go to the similar stages, and it's not getting any better.
I'm glad that you brought up the electricity issue. We've got a few residents from your ward that have been sending us messages this morning saying, please ask the councillor, what happened to the electricity at 5:30? Where did it go? Why did it go? And when is it coming back?
Okay, so, you know, all councillors now started becoming electricity engineers, superintendents.
Yeah.
I don't call myself a councillor anymore. I call myself an escalation specialist.
Okay.
With the issue we're having with the electricity, I would like to arrogantly say thanks to fiber that has been installed in different wards. We obviously, infrastructure has been interfered with while working. Shame in the defense of these guys, you obviously digging blindsided. And I asked them, please, even now we have fiber taking place in our ward. I do say to them, please let us know in advance that you all have interfered with the cable. Let's get the electricians out. Let's do an assessment so that we can prevent this case from coming through. It's a nightmare for ward councillors when it's rainy season, because obviously with the infrastructure being interfered with, we're obviously finding ourselves where a vulnerable area of a cable has been interfered with, and hence the cable blowing, and now we're having cable faults. In conjunction with that, I've been having lengthiest conversations with the electricity department. It has come to my attention, which I'm going to go and assess today, that I need to go to Hilldale. I've been crying for that area to be fixed. That's one of my vulnerable stages in Newlands West that affects parts of Newlands West and then Newlands East itself. But yeah, it's going to cost the municipality millions, but I actually need to request for an extra new line to come into my ward, because there's been a lot of developments around Ward 11. We now have River Horse Valley. We've got added areas that used to be Ward 34, that's Ward 11. We've got areas that's used to be Ward 37, that is Ward 37, that is now Ward 11. So Ward 11 is quite a big area now, and I think that the infrastructure that we have can't handle the amount of homes that we have together with the businesses, as well as the hospital. So I am trying to ask for upgrades, but as time goes by, we'll probably get there.
We're looking forward to that. Final question from you this morning. Around about 2018, residents in eThekwini were made aware of the city's innovative water sachets to boost water provision. So eThekwini municipality, they were calling it an innovative water sachet plant initiative. Pictures and what have you were placed on social media about it, and these water sachets were designed to be in the form of a saddlebag, something with water that you could sling over your shoulder and carry with you. They were talking about this being used at a time when water was scarce and supply was interrupted, etc. Are you aware of the eThekwini water sachet plant, is it still operational? And why haven't we seen any sachets come out into communities over the last many years?
It's a great question. eThekwini municipality is very informative in new strategic plans or consequence management processes to try and alleviate the situation on water shortage. But it is something that is new to me, and we obviously are part of a whole lot of different portfolios. And unfortunately, I came into office only in 2023, June 28. So there is a lot that I am still learning within council and committee. I was part of, before the split between human settlements and now trading services, I used to be paying attention quite a bit closely to the water and sanitation issues, hence me forming a good relationship with those departments, which makes it a little bit easier for communication from my ward. But now being moved over to human settlements, I tend to have a little bit of low communication with them to get a better understanding where we are. But yes, there has been rumors and talks and understanding, me learning from my leadership in my caucus about these strategic plans to put in place to assist on our water shortages. But for me today, also currently, I'm still waiting to see it. Hopefully we could see it soon, yeah. But we obviously do hear things of constraints of budgets and things like that to put these systems in play. We don't know if that is the case, but obviously we would have to hear, and I would have to hear more from my colleagues which are in those portfolios and committees to give us answers.
Indeed. Councillor Allan Peterson, DA eThekwini, Ward 11. Thank you for your time this morning, sir. Much appreciated. I know you didn't want to be on video, but you made a plan and you're here with us. We appreciate you.
Thank you very much, sir. It's truly a pleasure to be with you all this morning.
There we go. So hopefully that's given you, that's living in these various different areas, answers to some of your questions this morning with regard to water. And just whilst we were speaking with Councillor Peterson, getting messages coming through saying, guess what? The electricity is coming back into the area. So whilst he was busy doing that interview, thank you very much, Tabile Duma, for getting that one there right for us this morning. But a little bit of disappointment from my side with regard to the gentleman from Umgeni Cllr, who had indicated yesterday to her that he's not going to do an interview because there's going to be a recorded message that's going to be sent out with a media statement that all media houses can use as the statement from Umgeni Cllr, but it never materialized. It wasn't sent through to us, so we didn't get an opportunity to play it this morning. And then ever since the merge, so Umgeni Water was a separate entity, Cllr separate, they merged, now they're together. And then previously we used to speak with, I believe it was Shami from Umgeni. Shami's no longer doing interviews and all of that. There's somebody else that's now taken over. And his story apparently is, no, I'm not going to do the interview, I'll send out a voice note. And then the voice note didn't come. So communication is the key.
Absolutely. The people need to know what's happening behind the scenes.
Yeah. Oh, wait. While you're there watching the video, I had a terrible idea this morning. Horrible idea. But I'm going to make it work.
I'm scared to ask.
Then don't ask. Just go with that. Go with the flow. So remember we said no competition November? What if I cancel that?
Okay.
What if I did that? What if I was like, let's do a competition. But let's do a competition for kiddies only.
That makes sense.
Because kiddies don't ever get to play.
And also there's so much of stress in the lives of children right now with their examinations.
Teachers like that.
Relieve it. Relieve it. Bring some happiness, in the exam buzz. Just
No,
light.
not those kiddies.
Well then?
The smaller ones.
Hey, what age group are you talking?
Like 6 to 8 years old.
6 to 8 year olds.
Like the kiddies.
Write exams.
They write exams?
Tests. Same thing.
Yeah.
They write nonetheless.
I'm going to go into the office today and I'm going to say to them, I want to cancel no competition November. I want to get this big red stamp and just cancelled. No competition November.
Let's do it.
Right? And then we'll do a competition for kiddies. This proposal, right? It's a proposal.
Yeah.
Like a samosa story. 6 to 8 years old. So if you have a child or a grandchild that is between the ages of 6 and 8, like 6, 7, 8, right? I felt like a taxi conductor there. Anyway, if you have a kid, 6, 7, 8 years old, and they've got high energy, they've got a massive personality, and they just love running around, there might be something in it for them this month.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you courtesy of the Willow Tin Group, at the forefront of innovation, and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.